Welcome to Scaredycast.
Oh, I'm just kidding. No, we're good.
Is that good?
We're good.
All right.
You're gonna make fucking Tony's thing squirt again, like leak. Sorry.
If y'all want to know what that's all about, you gotta listen to Patreon. All right.
It's patron exclusive.
Yeah, you're
I don't
squirt.
know. Not squirt, leak.
leak. I got fluids coming out of me.
It's got
in
leakage.
weird places.
And you're only gonna find out about that at patreon.com/scaredycast.
That's right.
I don't know why I have such a difficulty with patron
You're
versus Patreon.
stupid.
I'm dumb.
Brian's not here, so I'm extra evil.
You just like have like taken in all of Brian's hate, and like now it's just like taking like
right?
now it's doubled.
I do catch myself sometimes like getting mad at like
Stupid
simple things, like other like popular people on TikTok. And I'm like,
No,
why aren't
why?
we this popular yet? Grr, hate these people. I'm like, wait, no, it's fine.
It's just Brian.
Uh,
Okay, streamers, Twitchers, you're gonna have to hear this again. But for our listeners, like our OGs, like down from down under,
Down from Dan Under.
down from Dan under. I am dumb. Anyways, I was saying this is like OG times. This like takes me back to like when it was just me and you, just vibing, just fucking
Just
trying
you,
to do our
just you
thing.
and me in the trenches.
We were absolutely. We're
We
still in
were-
the trenches, but
we
now
were-
we have more people with
Yes,
us.
the trenches are a lot cooler now.
Oh,
There's a little more room in the trenches now. It's less.
there's less room.
It's less World War I trenches, more
World War II trenches.
I don't know, Star Wars trenches.
We're on the Death Star.
Yeah.
We're the good guys or
So
bad guys?
we're the good. I don't know. What do you want to be?
I want to be a good guy.
Oh, yeah, good guys lived. Everybody else got blown up on the Death Star.
Even though I do love me some Kylo Ren.
I mean, who don't?
I really wanted.
I'll show you the dark side. Remember when he said that?
I was like,
Goosh.
there was not a dry seat in that theater
Hey, Kylo Ren.
for everybody.
Yeah, more like Kylo Wet. God.
Kylo Wet, close
Damn.
to Kylo Ren. But yeah, we do miss Brian, so he's not able to be with us here today. But our amazing producer Jacob is back there, not only hitting the keys, not only putting some fucking GTL in the fucking mix right now, but also he's going to be joining us because he was going
GTL?
like this.
What's GTL?
Gym Tan Laundry.
You don't know
Jersey
about, you don't know
Shore,
about
come
GTL,
on.
man?
Do I look like I watch Jersey Shore?
Oh, everybody watched
Has
Jersey Shore.
anything I've given off about my vibe?
Yes, actually it does
said
because
anything about
everybody
Jersey
watched
Shore?
Jersey Shore.
Everybody
I know
knows.
And
there's
you watch trash TV, so
there's
yes.
I don't watch trash. What?
I'm just saying.
Name a
stuff.
trash show I watch.
Wrestling.
Okay, calm down. Let's relax.
I think that she just brought up the most solid point. We talked about this on my podcast,
Let's
dude.
relax
We need to talk about that for a second, man.
a little bit.
You watched like the epicenter next to like Jerry Springer. Rest in peace, by the way.
Oh yeah,
Rest in peace.
I did want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, wrestling is like
Yeah,
it's
it's ridiculous.
purposely trash, like because
I'm sorry, wrestlers. I didn't speak for her.
Yeah.
yeah, no one speaks for me except for myself.
Yeah, we got D-Money in the chat not agreeing with
Yeah,
either of us. So.
Figured.
That's fine. D Money, it's fine. You never agree with me.
Snooki wrestled at a WrestleMania once.
What? Little meatball?
Swear to God.
Oh,
I
who did she
this-
wrestle?
I don't know. I think it was Maria Menounos.
The
Who, speaking of which, I love Maria Menounos. Don't get me wrong.
wait, the
But can't
Journalist?
escape her.
Maria Menounos.
I go to the movies. She's there on the screen talking to me about the movies. Like, hey, welcome to Newbie. We're chilling here getting ready for the movies.
filling up for the gas
Go to
station.
the gas station. There she is again. Hey.
Who's her agent? Because we need to get her agent.
Dude, right? We need her on the show.
That would be great.
Maria Menounos. Let's go on a ghost hunt.
Does she do ghost hunts as well?
Don't know.
She probably does.
What?
Oh my god, if her and Snooki joined us on a ghost hunt, that would be the craziest. Like, that would be fucking gold. How the Jersey Shore crew has not. We need to get the Jersey Shore reunion together and take them on a ghost hunt.
Is that going to be our gimmick for our ghost hunting show? Is that we take celebrities who, like, you would not expect to go ghost hunting?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so they're top. Who else would be fun?
Oh my
God,
gosh.
Snoop
I know
Dogg.
number one immediately. Snoop Dogg was one. But what's his name? He was the running back for the Seahawks.
Sean Alexander.
Beast mode.
Marshawn Lynch.
Yes.
Oh, he'd be
Played
so
for the
good.
Raiders. Retired
Have
for the
you-
Raiders.
We need to get some
Fucking
Skittles.
watch that show on Netflix, Murderville. Have you watched Murderville?
No.
Oh,
It is one of the
Dude,
funniest
look it up.
things I've
Murderville?
ever. Are you seriously? You've never heard of this?
go
No.
home tonight and watch Murderville, but watch the episode of Marshawn Lynch. Murderville is a show. What's his name? Will Arnett.
Will Arnett, yeah.
Where he plays a detective, and every episode he has to solve a murder, and the show is 100% improv,
What?
and
So they have no
they have
idea?
a celebrity that comes onto the show, but the celebrity has no idea what's happening.
So the way that it
That
works
sounds
is that it's almost so no, it's improv to the guest. Everyone else is
Oh, has a
on
script.
script.
So
Okay.
it's like a murder
Yeah.
mystery like thing.
Yeah.
Kind of. Got it. Okay.
But
Yeah.
the one with Marshawn Lynch,
Oh my
dude,
god,
I had to pause. Like I had
that
to
one
pause it.
and the Christmas episode.
Oh, with
Jesus,
with fucking Ozark guy.
yes,
What's his name?
Jason
Bateman.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, dude.
Oh my gosh, I've not.
Everybody
heard of, I'm gonna
needs to
have
watch
this.
Murderville.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
I swear to
Murderville.
God, it's a funny show. Like,
Great talent on there, by the way, too.
Dude.
They had
watch.
what's her name on there too?
I would say immediately watch the Marshawn Lynch episode and the Conan O'Brien
So
episode.
you don't have
Oh,
to watch.
that one too.
Do you have to
Yeah.
watch? You don't have to
No.
watch it in
You can jump
perpetuity.
in, no.
There's no like throwbacks.
kind of. He like mentions like he has like an old like partner
Okay.
who is who is the partner played by, even though she's dead. It's fucking it's not Drew Barrymore. It's
I don't remember.
Dead in real life.
no like his partner's dead. And,
Okay.
but like the person who plays his partner was like an A-list celebrity actress.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so good. Please watch it when you get home.
Murderville. Okay, got it.
Sorry for interjecting that much, but
But yeah,
How
like they're kind of
dare-
like
Yeah.
the people on the show, like they have like their outline of the story and everything, but like the celebrity guests who are on have zero clue of what's
So
happening.
they're just interacting with.
Yeah, they're just having to interact and react to what's happening as it happens.
That sounds
and it's
like
hilarious.
a dream job. Like
Dude.
that sounds like so
And
much
there's
fun.
moments too where like they break character because they can't like just handle what's happening. Like it's so
Which
good.
is like the best part of what SNL does, right? Like when people come on and they're breaking character is some of the funniest shit ever. You love that. Oh man, okay, Murderville.
I'm gonna watch
Murderville.
Murderville tonight.
Oh, okay.
you know what? I'm also
I'm gonna take a break from horror and watch the Murderville because I've watched a lot of horror shit lately.
Yeah, what have you seen?
Oh my god. Well, last week the season premiere of Joe Bob's Last Drive-In came on, which was every Friday. It's on now.
Joe Bob's Last Drive-In.
Joe Bob's Last Drive-In. You don't know about Joe Bob's Last Drive-In? Sorry, Joe Bob.
Sorry, Joe Bob.
Joe Bob's Last Drive-In. Do you remember the 90s Monster Vision on TNT? Basically, Joe Bob is a host. He hosts horror movies. He'll play the horror, like he'll introduce the movie. You don't know what movie he's going to show
Okay.
until he announces it. So it's Joe Bob's Last Drive-In. He says, tonight we're going to watch this. And
And then that's just what it is.
then he'll introduce the movie.
that's cool.
And then like half hour, 45 minutes into the movie, they'll come back to him and he'll just kind of talk about what's been happening in
So
the
kind
movie.
of like what Elvira did a little bit.
Exactly.
Yes.
Sir Pubert in the chat wants to know, Tony, have you seen Mandy with Nick Cage?
Yes, I have.
I'm not familiar.
But he shows
Oh, yeah.
2 movies, so it's a double feature night every Friday on Shudder. So I watched that because it was the season premiere. Speaking of which, Felissa Rose was on the show this past Friday.
Okay.
And I watched my very first Lucio Fulci horror movie.
Ooh.
It was called Zombie.
Just zombie.
Just Zombie.
Wow.
And
I didn't think that title would be available.
they also showed his another one of his movies called The Beyond. And I watched both of those. Zombie, both of them, highly recommend. Zombie Zombie's infamous for its scene where a zombie fights a shark. And again, this was filmed way back in the day where it's like if you're going to have
It's like a real
a
shark.
zombie fighting a shark, you're going to have a man in zombie makeup fighting an actual shark. I don't know. I think they said something how like they just drugged the shark where it was just,
It's a real shark.
it's a real shark. Like
What, like a great white shark or like
no,
a
I
little
think it was like
reef shark?
it was just like a, I don't know what kind of shark it was actually.
Like
I'll have to look at the trivia.
what is it? What did it look like? What's describe the shark? Did it have like little black tips on its thing? On its
No,
fins? Did it have a little?
I'll look it up
horn?
in a little bit. I don't know what
Definitely
it was.
wouldn't be
It
a
was
tiger
reef-
shark
maybe
because
like
you couldn't drug that shit enough.
yeah, it wasn't wasn't any of those kind of sharks.
It's just a probably poor little like. It's not even a shark at all. Just like a.
Since our 420 episode, you saw the new Evil Dead movie, yes?
Let me get to that.
Oh, okay. So we're waiting.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Okay.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Okay. All right.
And then the Beyond came on of that, and again that was Lucio Fulci, and it's basically just more crazy zombie shit starts happening. But like,
So he's just like a zombie director.
he makes a lot of zombie stuff.
And it's good.
It was good. I mean, yeah, it was good. They're both good.
for
But
the
I
time.
was in an altered state of mind
Okay.
during both of those.
I can't ever imagine you being in an altered state of mind. I'm actually really shocked. I'm shocked.
Well, I'm not right now.
I'm appalled.
I am stone sober.
You said after that one episode, you're like, never again.
But here's the thing: after I went through a double feature, back to back, and it's a Joe Bob drive-in show, so it's longer than a normal movie because there's breaks and stuff where they come in, they talk to the guests. So it was like
That's gonna be like 4 hours.
6
6 hours.
6 hours.
Damn.
After that, I went one more movie. I watched a movie that has been around since I was a child called The Wraith. And I had always seen the VHS at my parents' video store, and I never watched it.
The Wraith.
Finally watched it. It takes place in Tucson, was filmed in Tucson. And basically, the description is these street racers encounter a spirit racer. Like it's a rival street racer, but he's a ghost.
So like greasers versus.
Basically, yes.
What was
It's
the other greasers versus
Socias.
Soch?
So like there's like a bully street racing gang.
But they're
And
ghosts.
No, they're real people. Basically, the
The
story
rival
is
is ghosts.
they murdered a guy.
Okay.
He comes back as the wraith, the ghost, to
Okay.
get vengeance. However, it's weird because, so like, let me try. This is the thing with the wraith. First off, right off the bat, I went into it ironically. I went into the wraith just like, let's watch this movie. I bet it sucks so bad. I'm gonna laugh and have a good time. But I'm sitting there watching this movie. I'm
You're
like, yo, this movie fucks. Like this, I'm watching like a race scene happening. I'm like, this is a badass movie. Like,
What?
I love this movie.
Where
yeah,
they race? Like where in Tucson?
just through the desert roads.
Ooh,
yeah.
okay. All right. I
So
like
there's
that.
the Bully Street Gang. The leader of the gang is played by this actor Nick Cassavetes. You have seen him in Face Off. He is in Castor Troy's gang. He's the guy that says, "You want to take your face off," like he does that. Okay. He's the bully street racer. Basically, he's in love with this girl. So he murders her boyfriend while they're having sex.
Typical.
Yeah.
Damn.
The boyfriend dies. Boyfriend comes back.
What's wrong with these
And then,
guys?
like, this mystery guy shows up to town, played by Charlie Sheen.
Oh.
Okay? This is 1980s Charlie Sheen.
Ooh.
So, you know.
This is like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Charlie
Exactly.
Sheen. Ooh.
And everybody's like, who's this guy? Who the fuck is he? Like, turns out he is the guy that was murdered.
So this is kind of like, what's that Clint Eastwood movie?
Pale Rider?
No.
Something like that?
I'll look it up. But there's it's like kind of similar to that.
So basically, like, he drives this badass fucking car that's like just, and he like challenges these dudes to races, and they race, and like every race is like they're racing, they're neck and neck, and then Charlie Sheen's ghost car just like pulls way ahead, and then the bad guy like tries to catch up, and then they come around the corner, and Charlie Sheen's car is just parked in the middle of the road, and they just fucking crash into it, explode, and die.
Yeah.
And then
they're
like,
all dead.
and then his car goes woo, 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 and like comes back together, and like he drives off.
So he's just gonna be a street racer forever now? Street racer ghost? Wait, so he came back
He came
and
back.
he looked different.
He looks different.
like
it-
hotter?
It's little, yeah.
Damn.
And like
I want to be a ghost.
he's like like sweeps the girl off her feet, and, like steals the girl back, his original girlfriend.
Then does he tell her like, hey,
At the at the end of the movie, spoilers. At the end of the movie, she like realizes who he is, and he like just like it's a throwaway line where he's like, "Yeah, this is the closest I could get to how I used to look."
oh,
It's like,
I love how she's just like, oh, whatever, my boyfriend just got
Basically.
murdered while we're fucking, like, and then just.
and she's like dating the bad guy bully man that like she doesn't know that he
oh, so
murdered
she
him.
did go with.
Even though like when they
this
show
bitch
the
need to
scene
be
where the
the one that
boyfriend gets
dies.
murdered, it's like, you know who just murdered this guy? Like, give me a break.
That okay.
This movie
She should have been the one that
is like
blew up.
The Crow meets Fast and the Furious meets Karate Kid, and
You're putting a lot of pressure on this movie.
Yeah, this
throw
is
a little
lot
like
of.
throw a little like Knight Rider in there too, just because the car is so badass.
Okay.
Like just mix it all in,
Well,
and you get like the high school love guy kind of thing going on. But then you get
I
like,
love that old trope though in the 80s. You remember watching 80s movies and you were just like, yeah, one day I'm gonna challenge Vince, the varsity football guy, and I'm gonna steal.
God, yes.
I'm gonna steal his girl.
Yes.
I'm gonna steal his property. That's a woman. Like I'm gonna prove myself, and that girl, by no decision of her own, is gonna come with me.
She has to be with me.
Legally, she has to come with me now.
That is like such a weird fucking.
it's a crazy movie.
Stop doing that because you're making me nervous.
I'm sorry. I'm just it's sketchy. Leaks.
I was like, pay for
It's
the
just
Patreon
itchy.
episodes because
I had an itch. It's fine.
Yeah, if you guys want to know why
anyways,
we're worried.
Zombie, good. The Beyond, good. The Wraith, fucking great.
2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up.
Okay, well, if you want a similar, obviously it doesn't have a bunch of like Knight Rider and shit like that, but the Clint Eastwood movie that I was talking about is High Plains Drifter.
Yes. I think when I read the
Pretty good.
trivia for The Wraith, they literally said
But
like
they basically
they like pulled inspiration from that one.
inspiration being basically the
Yeah.
whole movie, and they just added drag racers to it.
So I watched 3 horror movies in one night last week on
Damn,
last
that's a lot.
Friday. Woke
That's a
up
lot,
the
folks.
next day, grabbed my oldest child, and we went and saw Evil Dead Rise.
How was it? I've been hearing some pretty good things. Was it scary?
It's not scary.
What? Okay, but do you get
I mean,
I
not
get scared.
really. I only get scared if it's like ghosts, like the Conjuring kind of shit. Just because I'm like, that's
Evil Dead
scary.
isn't ghosts?
Evil Dead is no, they're deadites.
Yeah,
they're
demons.
Oh.
Um,
So you don't get scared of demons, but you get scared of ghosts?
I don't know.
Demons are like fucking ghosts on meth.
I think it's just because I've been watching Evil Dead movies since I was a kid. So
Yeah,
I'm like,
man,
I know what to
don't man.
expect.
As a
and I know what I'm
as a
going there for.
40K player, though, I find demons way scarier than ghosts.
I
It's just a human
I
being.
don't know, dude. All right, shoot.
Hey,
Sorry, I wasn't scared about
Hey
demons.
man, you're stone cold sober right now. We do not need Tony over here huffing and puffing because we're interjecting, kind sir. We're just trying to ask questions. We're trying to entertain our fans here.
I loved Evil Dead Rise, but I mean, there's a little bit of bias going in. Like, Evil Dead is my jam since I was a kid. So
Yeah.
that was my gateway into horror movies when I was a kid. So I'm like, I'm in no matter what. But at the same time, though, like, it's fucking good.
okay, so maybe spoilers, not sure. But so what is this one about, basically?
So basically, there's this family. They live in a high rise. That's the big thing with this is the first Evil Dead that goes away from the woods, and now we're in the city.
Okay.
So they're in a high rise apartment building in LA. There's like a small earthquake that opens up a trench underneath the building, and one of the children, well, he's like maybe 14, 15 years old, decides to go in there because he sees like a vault. Of course, he finds a Book
Kids
of the Dead.
are so
The
fucking dumb.
Necronomicon is down there. He brings it upstairs, opens it. And that's when all hell breaks loose.
You know what?
Literally.
Literally.
That kid deserves everything that came to him.
Yeah, I will say they do show maybe too much in the trailers.
Okay, is it a lot of...
A lot of it, they shoot a lot in the trailers. And I tried to avoid a lot of it.
It was almost impossible. We talked about this on the episode with Mo,
Uh-huh.
but I couldn't literally not have a commercial without a fucking Evil Dead commercial.
Yeah.
It was
Everywhere.
every single one.
One thing I was very happy about, and this might be a slight spoiler, but I'll try to dance on it as light as I can. It might pique your interest
Tippy
even more.
tappy.
It's like, dude, if you haven't seen Evil Dead yet, then you're not like too worried about spoilers, probably. The one
Even though
thing,
it's only been out for like a week.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it,
it's Evil Dead to like horror people is maybe like Marvel to comic book people. It's like
you're seeing it on the opening
you're
weekend.
going opening
Mhm.
weekend.
Which I do wish I could see Guardians of the Galaxy. That'd be great.
So the thing with this new Evil Dead is there's little kids in it, which hasn't been a thing before. Hasn't been little kids in the Evil Dead movies facing this kind of stuff. So, and it's a horror movie, and you don't really see little kids, getting killed in these horror movies these days.
They murder
But
'em.
I'll tell you straight up, these little kids, they in fucking danger. Like,
Hey, you're in danger,
shit goes
girl.
down.
Really?
Yes. Like, yeah.
So kids get killed,
I mean,
supposedly, allegedly.
if that's what you want to say. I mean, there are some crazy possessed children running around. If you would like to know a scene, do you want me to spoil a scene with little children?
Kind of.
I feel like it's too soon still.
You think so?
I think so. It's only been a week.
It's my favorite line in the movie, though.
All right, go ahead. It's your show.
Anyone who is listening on Twitch right now, we will do something like we'll do like a little hand wave for you for when it's safe to listen again. And
it's
then
not
for
like
anyone
it's
that's
not like
listening
I mean,
on podcast.
it's
Now you've hyped it up too much.
listen,
Now you got to say
it's
it.
Evil Dead. All right,
Yeah,
so
now you gotta say- yeah.
all right. So the mom gets possessed. She gets in the apartment. She's attacking the kids, whatever. And basically, one of the other kids becomes possessed
By the
along with mom.
same demon?
by the same. It's like a force.
Oh.
So like, there's a mom possessed, the kids possessed. Everybody's like multiple people can be possessed at the same time.
Got it.
And she starts like throwing up bugs, and like we go back to the other people in the other room, and then we come back and they walk in the kitchen. She's like perched on the kitchen counter,
Like a cat?
like kind of like a cat,
Oh, scary.
but she's eating glass. And they're like, "What do you?" She's like, they come around the corner and like, "What are you doing?" She's like, she says in a weird voice. I don't remember oh God, I forget what she says. Something she says like, "How else am I supposed to kill the creepy crawlies in my tummy?" Oh God. Anyways, it gets fucking nuts.
Ugh.
It gets
She says
fucking crazy.
Say it the way she says it. I bet she
Like,
says it.
"How am I supposed to kill the creepy crawlies in my tummy?"
Oh, it's a little girl saying this.
She's not like a little girl, but it's a girl. But anyways, dude, like, just that right there is nothing compared to where it ends up fucking going. Like, yo.
Yeah, Deadites are fucking wild. I mean,
Dude.
the idea of the Deadite, I mean, went from very corny from like the early versions of Evil Dead to just straight up nightmare fuel. Because I could watch Dead by Dawn all day and just
Okay.
like giggle at it because it's so preposterous and silly. But like these new guys, Tony,
Dude,
they don't
these-
fucking play. Even in the one that was in 2016? Like that one.
2013, yeah, yeah.
2013, that one didn't fucking play either.
And here's the thing about that. This is one thing I was wondering about going into Evil Dead Rise was like, how is this going to tie into the last one? Or is this just its own thing now? Whatever. Like, I'm like, how does the book make its way there if it is a sequel and all that? It is explained
Okay.
that this is not a reboot or a remake. It is in the same universe as everything else.
So it's a continuation.
It's a continuation, but it doesn't directly tie to the others.
Okay.
Right. So like,
So
you
that
don't,
was
like
my-
you don't need to see the other ones to understand what's going on in this one.
So that was my question. Like, so does it at least revolve around the Necronomicon? Like, is it in that
Yes.
apartment?
Yes.
So it gets its way in there.
Yes.
Do you find out how it gets in there?
Yes.
Okay, so don't spoil that. But,
I mean, it's not really even a big spoiler.
oh,
like
well,
it's-
I mean, you talk about what you want, man. I don't know.
All right. It's just it's
Oh,
a one.
we never did the hand thing.
It's a one quick line in the movie, but it's a quick explanation. Again, nobody in these movies knows how to decipher these books, but they always somehow find an audio recording of somebody who does. And the kid,
Very convenient.
yeah,
Yes.
the kid
always.
is listening to the audio recording of the priest who found this Necronomicon, and it's very, very subtle. You gotta really be listening and pay attention to the movie, but like the priest just quickly throws away that like this is book 3 of the volume. So like,
It's just a kid on TikTok doing the fucking nene with the Necronomicon. Like that's how the kids found out. Is on TikTok somehow.
God.
The book.
Literally,
What
I
is
was
that?
just saying, like, hey guys,
Yeah,
it's your favorite priest here.
Like for
Got
part
the
2.
Necronomicon. All right, so before I teach you how to read this, make sure to like, subscribe, put the alerts on, okay?
With Subway
I just-
Surfers.
oh no.
They started going into fucking demon shit. All these little kids are like, yeah, Necronomicon.
Hey,
Yeah, cool.
Book of the Dead, Dead by Dawn.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So yeah,
Kill
you
the
find
bugs in
you
my
do like if you pay attention, you hear the priest say this is book 3 of the volume of Necronomicon. So it's
Okay.
like, oh, so this is literally 3, maybe more books out there. So that's how they all got to tie
Ooh.
together.
It's like an encyclopedia. There's like
Yes.
there's like a lot of volumes.
So
it could go
that
on
was
and
Evil
on
Dead
and on.
Rise.
Did you watch another movie?
Oh, I
Tony?
watched another movie.
Oh,
Another
not again!
movie.
He's done
Just
it
like,
again,
yo,
folks.
I'm like, yo, Shutter, what you got for me today?
You're fucking Billy Mays of fucking scary movies over here.
Oh my God! Right? Let me tell you about another scary movie I watched, everybody.
And that's not all, folks.
This one was called Clear Cut.
I like that
starring
title.
Graham Greene.
Is it new?
Are we supposed to know who Graham Greene is?
You do know who Graham Greene is. Graham
Sure.
Greene is, look him up. You'll immediately be like, that guy.
Let me see.
The most recent thing I could tell you he was in was he was on one episode of The Last of Us.
1991. Oh, he's the native guy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
I love that
yes.
scene, by the way. His wife is so cute.
I know, it was awesome.
But Clear Cut is about this lawyer dude who's representing these indigenous people in Canada. This logging company's coming in and just fucking up their land, and they're trying to like get the courts to stop, and they have this guy who is their lawyer, but he's just sucks and he's not able to do it. So Graham Greene
He comes in.
shows up, and he takes the lawyer and he takes the head of this logging company out in the fucking woods,
Ooh,
and he puts them through some shit.
what does he do?
Fucking like, there's like, the movie is just kind of like I'm watching the movie, and I'm just sitting back watching, and it's just going along. It's like a good hour or so in. I'm like, all right, yeah, I see. This is kind of crazy, and then like it just goes from like 30 miles an hour in the neighborhood to now you're on the fucking freeway. Like
You're on the
instant.
Autobahn.
Like I was sitting back watching it, and I went, "Yo, what?" And like that kind of shit. Like this dude flip a switch or something. I won't say because you guys can go watch on Shudder, but
I think you should just say it.
I was
oh,
gonna say, I'm,
want me to say
I'm gonna do a couple of spoiling scenes from this new movie that
From
came
the
out.
one that's been out for 5
But this
days.
movie
Okay.
that came out in 1991, you guys got to figure it out yourself.
Literally, it's like, okay, it's on
time
Shudder,
out,
so
time out. Exactly.
thank you for saying that.
Time out. Exactly. Where's it at? It's on Shudder.
I don't have Shudder.
I was dancing on spoilers for this because anybody with $6 at home can watch it on their TV. Evil Dead, you got to go to the fucking movie theater to watch. People are less likely to go to the movie theaters than they are to just turn this on their TV.
Okay, but people are more likely
Okay.
to watch Evil Dead.
So the
than something
guy
that
wakes
fucking came out in
up,
the
all
90s.
right, and Clear Cut, and
Who wakes up?
the lawyer wakes up
Why is he waking up? He's
because
passed out.
he's passed out.
You're not giving us enough.
He was
information.
passed out, and he's waking up, and he looks over, and Graham Greene is skinning this man's leg.
The logger's leg.
The logger dude's leg is up, and there's a
Yeah.
skin hanging off, and he's just cutting pieces
Yeah.
up, and he's throwing it into a fire.
Oh, we should do that now.
Yeah,
We need
Graham
more Graham
Greene.
Greens and fucking happening so we don't have the
Fuck.
deforestation.
Yeah, dude.
Bro, could you imagine if like all these shitty people like
Got their
the
legs
Amazons
skinned.
of the world and like all these people that are like against like human rights and stuff like that? Just one of them needs to get skinned. Not even fully, just a leg. Just a leg skinning of one of them.
It's some Green Inferno shit.
Fuck yeah. And
Here's-
guess what? Power to the people again.
Here's the thing I will say about Clear Cut. I'll give it 2.5 stars out of 5. It doesn't really have an ending.
Huh.
I had to go online to read a little bit about this movie to fully understand what the fuck just happened because it comes down to the inevitable face-off between the lawyer and Graham Greene. Because at this point, Graham Greene has killed Mounties. He's just
They're in
fucking,
Canada?
he's out of control. Yeah. He's out of control. He's skinning this
I
dude's
love
leg.
when I see a Mountie in a show. I don't know what it is. They look so fucking goofy.
He takes him up to this cliff and stuff. Like, you don't know what he's going to do. He's just lost his mind. He's doing crazy shit. And so, like, the lawyer's, like, he's like a pacifist kind of guy. Like, he doesn't want to fight. He doesn't want any part
The
of it.
lawyer's a pacifist.
Yeah.
After he,
Um,
all of a sudden, after he saw someone getting skinned alive, well, now all of a sudden I'm a pacifist. Fuck off.
well, he decides to fight back. That's the big thing.
Oh.
That's what finally, I was like, oh, he's finally fighting back against Graham Greene. They face off, and Graham Greene just walks out into the lake. Like, they're getting ready. Like, he's swinging this log, and he's ducking.
He's actually Michael Myers.
They're fighting. They're fighting,
he's
fighting,
Jason.
fighting. And then Graham Greene stops fighting. He's obviously has the upper hand in all this because he's just fucking badass in this movie. He just goes out into the lake, and he's watching. He's like just staring down the lawyer dude, and he just sinks. And then he's just gone. And
And then it ends.
you're like, what the fuck? What just fucking happened there?
So was he supposed to be like a spirit of the land?
Yes,
Okay.
that's what I had to. Where were you last night? I'm on the fucking internet. Like, what the fuck just happened? Like, and they're like,
That's a
you
really
see-
lame, like, native trope ending, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
well,
But
they're
also,
like,
like,
you
then it's like the lawyer's just supposed to learn a lesson.
Well, here's the
like,
thing.
Oh, I'm not.
Well, this
gonna
is the
do
other thing too.
anymore.
Is like they get rescued. the lawyer and this logging dude.
Oh, so they live.
And so they live. You don't know if the logging dude is like, guys, stop. Or any of this. Like, for all we know, the logging dude was like, you know what we're doing to this land?
We're
Fucking
absolutely
10 times over now.
You're like, we're only going to do half of the forest, but now this whole fucking thing is coming out.
So the lawyer dude earlier in the movie met with like this old man. They went into like a sweat lodge kind of thing.
Okay.
Had some fucking, they did
Peyote
drugs or
whatever.
something.
Uh-huh.
And he like was tripping balls. And
The lawyer guy is doing this?
yeah.
After the fact.
No. This is earlier in the movie.
Okay.
Because this is when I was reading, like, what the fuck just happened? And they're like, what Graham Greene is a spiritual manifestation of this lawyer's anger,
Oh, what's happening?
of what's happening.
So the lawyer doesn't actually want the deforestation to happen.
Right.
So then why was he going to fight him? Why is this spirit guy fighting him?
Because Graham Greene is, because he's like, he was still like, don't kill people. Like, you don't got to do this. We can solve
Graham
this in the
Greene's
court.
like,
And Graham Greene's like, fuck it, I'm going to skin this guy's leg.
he's got to die.
Yeah.
Honestly, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll let you finish. But I have a
Yeah,
question.
it was just, but then like there's like a like he gets back and there's like a little girl wearing the same necklace that Graham Greene was wearing the whole movie, and you're like, ooh, you don't know, is he gonna come back or something? Maybe you should make a sequel.
Oh yeah, Graham Greene. If you're
He's still out
listening to
there.
this,
Graham Greene, what's up?
we got
Was
some
he
filmmakers right
in-
here.
Let me look at it. I can just look.
Well, that's what. Hold on. What are we looking at, buddy?
I got it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kelsey. You take it away. I've
I
been
was gonna say,
Ranting about movies and shit for a while.
if you're sitting there getting your leg skinned, do you even want to survive that?
Dude, I've cut myself shaving like on my
Oh,
on like accidentally.
like right on your
Dude, on
cartilage,
my
your
on my
bone.
nut skin, and I thought I was gonna fucking kill myself. I was so afraid. Like, you know what I mean?
One time I
Like,
nicked that area around there. Obviously
Oof.
not my ball skin.
Right.
I don't cut my balls.
hey man, you could have ball skin, maybe. I don't know.
I might have ball skin. You're gonna have to go to patreon.com/Scaredycast to see if I do talk about my ball skin and if I have balls or not. Maybe that's the 69th episode. Or once we get
does
69.
does Casey have balls?
I know.
Question mark exclamation point.
What? That's like that's gonna be our YouTube like Mr. Beast thing.
Yeah. Hashtag Kelsey got balls.
And it's just gonna have like big bowling balls like in the background of us. No, but like honestly, could you actually survive? I know you could, but the infection of not having, wouldn't you
don't
just have to basically? Would you have to amputate your whole fucking leg?
No. I mean, there's so many factors at play. I mean, like, are we talking like in this scenario? It would probably get infected and you die from infection.
Yeah.
You wouldn't die from pain. You might pass out from pain.
I feel like you might die from pain.
There's
Like you would have like a heart attack or something.
this part in the movie
Pass it.
where Graham Greene, the lawyer and the logger dude, he's in another one of those like sweat lodge kind of things, and
This
he's
is
like
a real
putting the thing-
propaganda thing for sweat
and apparently
lodges.
like he's doing like way too much of what he's supposed to be, and the lawyer's like freaking out. He's like, you're doing too much, you're gonna fuck us all up. And Graham Greene, I don't know whose finger. I think it was the logging dude's finger. He cuts off their finger and he's like chanting, doing like the Native American chant thing, and then he goes like, how does he say it? He says some shit like, he's like, I'm gonna cut off all your fingers and wear them
No
as a
fucking
necklace.
way.
Yeah, like he says like, I'm
Oh,
gonna cut
Logger
off
says
all.
this?
No, Graham Greene, like while he's doing his chants, like he's cutting off the finger, he throws it in the fire, he's like, I'm gonna cut off the rest of your fingers and wear them as a necklace. It's like,
You know, for a fact, he
shit.
definitely didn't enjoy doing that part.
Oh my
like, he probably
God.
felt so dirty doing
Oh,
that.
dude.
God, yeah, that's like one of those like
movie.
super fucking racist.
This
yeah.
is what I'm
yeah,
saying
this
from,
was
like,
early 90s.
Yeah, this is what I'm
like-
saying. Like from the
Yeah.
90s and 80s, like the tropes that people had to do to get work. Like you look at like the guy that just won the Oscar short round. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They made him act so ridiculous as a
Oh my
little
God,
kid.
I
and
cried.
like, yeah,
I cried when he won.
that's good. Good for him though, honestly. But yeah, I
Because
mean,
like he won, and Steven Spielberg's in the audience, and then Brendan Fraser won, and they're both an Encino Man, and fucking they
Like-
love each other so much.
Child actors.
definitely not Scaredycast stuff. But like, do you guys remember in 16 Candles, Long Duck Dong?
Yes, and doing
Yeah.
like they
Yeah.
would hit like the fucking gong
And he's
every
just-
time
yeah,
like they
it's
say
like
his name.
Or fucking what's his name? The white guy that played an Asian neighbor. What movie?
Oh my God, yes, and he had like the like
he had the
teeth.
the teeth, and he had the.
Yes,
He was an old actor, and like they put like.
I
That
know
was
exactly what you're talking about.
Jerry Lewis.
I
he
don't
was
know.
in Oh, actually, yeah, I think maybe
Yeah.
Jerry Lewis. Yeah, I just saw a big huge thing about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Or even yeah, there's so many of these fucking stereotypical fucking racist.
Yeah,
ass-
and it's pretty heavy in this movie too, because it's like it was made early '90s, so it was
Yeah.
like yo, chill, dude.
Right.
Like you're kind of like the problem too is like you're on Graham Greene's side in this movie, and it's like you can tell when they made it, you're supposed to like not so much be on his side, but
But now you're like, fuck
now
yeah.
you're like, yeah, dude, fuck this dude's layup. Like this dude's a piece of shit.
Not even talking about like, we talked about on Gossip Girl, like, getting old is just like one of those things where you think you're talking about 40 years ago. And this was right. It's like I was just talking like to a friend, what movie I loved like 15 years ago, but now I can't even stomach to watch is I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry. That movie is so fucking
it's
offensive
so
to
bad.
to just that community.
Talking about a white guy playing a fucking Asian guy when he's like, I now pronounce you. husband
Rob
and
Schneider.
husband.
Rob Schneider plays the fucking.
Oh, it's so sad. Rob Schneider's a piece of shit, I guess. But
Eh.
yeah, he's a super fucking. But yeah, like they have all this fucking stuff against like gay people and all these things.
It's just
and
obscenely
it's
offensive.
horrible.
It's like think of a character in a movie that's openly gay from 1985 and just look at how they portray them. It's so crazy what we used to. Oh, we were talking about it on the other week. Like, remember Revenge of the Nerds? Fucking Poindexter raped a lady. Didn't
Not Poindexter.
not Poindexter.
Main dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, they do a lot of bad stuff in that movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
And these
Heads
are
up.
supposed to be our those
Heads
supposed
up.
to be,
Spoiler alert.
90% of comedies in the 80s, they're not, I mean, they're still funny. There's still funny parts.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
But you're
better
not gonna
watch
feel
out.
good.
You better watch
You're
out.
not gonna feel good
Yeah,
watching
you're not
it.
going to feel good watching it anymore.
Do I hate that part? Yes, but do I love the clap your hands, everybody, and everybody clap your hands? Yeah, that part rocks. But then I gotta skip the other part. Yeah. Yeah. What's your favorite '80s trope from movies?
Oh
Action,
my
comedy,
God.
romance. What's your favorite stereotype, Tony?
Oh, man, I don't know. Give me some examples.
So like we talked about, like, gonna go. I gotta win this. If I win, I get your girl. Or, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
stuff like that, or like 80s like action hero where they're just like they're about to light a dude on fire and they're like, give this guy a cigarette because I'm gonna light his ass up. Like crazy like one-liners like that. Like, what was your favorite trope?
I watched a bunch of horror movies when I was a kid, so I was all about, I know if they're having sex, they're going to die.
Sinners.
Like,
Going to
they're
hell.
about to get it.
Extramarital relations.
Right?
You're gonna get stabbed.
You're dead.
And they usually got killed in like the worst fucking ways. Like Jason, literally, like there's one where he like breaks a dude's back. Like he bends him in a fucking
In the bed?
Yes.
That's Freddy versus Jason.
Oh, that's Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So like literally just fucking like squishes him like a sandwich.
Yep.
Do you remember in that
breaks-
movie? Do you remember in that movie specifically when Freddy says, "Sweet dark meat" when he chases the black girl?
Okay, and okay.
From
so-
Destiny's Child?
Yeah, from Destiny's Child. He goes dark meat.
How sweet.
Speaking of bad fucking movies and like things you can't really like do anymore, Freddy is one of the most pedalific fucking monsters, creatures, whatever.
I thought that was his origin story. Wasn't he like a
pedophile?
Yeah.
Okay, well then that makes more sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
I obviously that went over my head.
Maybe you should
Apologies.
watch A Nightmare on Elm Street before
Maybe-
you judge A Nightmare on Elm Street.
You know,
Okay, I'm not judging that. I'm judging a pedophile.
I didn't
So
know that,
Don't be fucking.
that's true. I didn't know that Johnny Depp was. I didn't realize that Johnny Depp was in the first one.
You would be surprised at how many like A-list celebrities started in horror movies.
Yeah.
Like Kevin Bacon was Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
And I just found out like last night that Demi Moore's first movie was a horror movie.
Really?
Yeah.
What was it?
I think it was called Next of Kin
Okay.
or Butcher Baker something.
Not
Baker?
scary, but I also saw that Robert Downey Jr. was in Weird Science as one of the bullies.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. I've seen the movie so many times, and I finally just saw. I was like, "Holy shit, that's Robert Downey Jr."
It is really funny going back and watching these movies and seeing these celebrities really young.
Mhm.
Like, like we were talking about Outsiders last week. Like, seeing like that was chock full of A-listers.
just The Wraith has Charlie Sheen and Randy Quaid. And they both are like, it's crazy.
And they look so young, and like it's before they get their teeth fixed and like all that stuff. And they just look so funny.
It's before they went
So
crazy.
small.
My favorite horror movie
Yeah.
trope from those times is that the car either never starts or you never have your keys. That's my favorite horror trope to this day.
Or it comes alive.
Yeah. Well, that's one particular example. But
No, there's a lot.
name me one other haunted car movie other than Christine.
Maximum Overdrive.
Fuck you.
The Car.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I would
Come on now. Come on, there.
We did a showing of Maximum
Somebody didn't come to the Maximum Overdrive screening at the Majestic.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Only the greatest
I was busy producing my own mediocre podcast. Sorry,
Vehicles
guys.
Are Alive movie ever.
It is actually. I did actually really enjoy that movie, and I did not think I was going to.
I'm glad you did.
That's saying a lot.
It's a fantastic movie.
Because from
Starring Emilio Estevez, Yeardley Smith from The Simpsons.
Do we have a creep of the week this week?
Do we have a creep of the week? Kelsey sends some stuff on Twitter, and sometimes I don't even like looking at it. I'm like,
I know, you know,
this
you
is
guys
awful.
respond to me.
This is a prime opportunity to tell you guys that for only $5 a month, you too can support on patreon.com.
Well, there's 3 tiers. The first tier starts at $3 a month, and at $3, you get to listen to episodes of Sexycast and Gossip Girl. $5 a month, you get to listen to those, or you have the choice of watching them.
Ooh.
And then tier 3 is $10 a month, where you get all that, and I'll even mail you some stuff.
You did just go to the post office.
I went to the post office yesterday, so if you're a patron and you're in that tier 3, watch your mailboxes.
What kind of stuff they getting?
I'm not telling you.
Ooh, surprise.
Surprise.
What?
Getting some
motherfucker.
stuff.
That's like one of my favorite things. You know, like Dexter, when he always be like, oh my God, I'm having an aneurysm right now.
Oh, shit.
You know how like when he comes around the corner, he's like, surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And then you know like all the memes that came from it, and it's like, some fries, motherfucker. And like all these things is like, oh, anyways, okay.
Supplies, mother trucker.
I ruined that by having a
Cold
fucking
fries,
stroke.
motherfucker.
I don't quite have a creep of the week, but I do have some like this kind of weird Twitter thread that happened.
Oh. A
That,
Twitter
of, like,
thread.
Of like stories.
What's up?
Let's find out what it is.
Okay, so this lady at ER Nurse 86, thanks for being a nurse. She says, the other day I was watching this series on Hulu called How I Caught My Killer, which sounds extremely interesting. And I learned about a case where there was a serial killer targeting Black women in New Jersey. One of the survivors gave the cops his name, phone number, social media accounts, and address. And do y'all know they completely disregarded her info? They wrote her off because she was a sex worker and actually threatened to arrest her for solicitation. Meanwhile, that guy murdered another Black woman, and then it kind of goes into all of this stuff. But then the one that I sent you guys, which is crazy, this is a reply to this thread, says there was a similar case in Canada where a local pork factory owner was actually a serial killer targeting sex workers, and then you guessed it, feeding them to his pigs.
Wow.
I think 2 women escaped and no one believed them. He ended up killing over 20 women, feeding them to these pigs who then people are eating those pigs that eat the people. Isn't that fucking crazy? And there's all these things on here about that.
So this
Now I
begs
really
the
wanna watch
question,
that
ladies and
episode.
gentlemen. How many times, realistically, do you think in your life you've walked past, driven by, gotten checked out at the grocery store
murderer.
by a person who just has 3 people in the basement, fucking 2 in the stove, and 1 is a lampshade in their house?
100%.
You ever just think about that? You ever think about like
I'm pretty certain I encountered somebody who's probably done that.
What?
Swear to
proof
God.
do you
You're
have?
like, he's in this room.
So I don't know if I've ever told this story on the podcast before.
You're like, it's me.
When I was in the 4th grade, I want
Oh,
to
this
say.
is going back.
It's going back. I was like 9 or 10 years old. I went and I spent the summer in Connecticut with some family of ours. And I had to go to work with the lady I was staying with. I had to go to work with her one day, and she was like a caretaker for this older lady. So she was like, we would have to go to her house, and I would just sit there and watch TV all day long. And then so one day when I had to go to work with her, there's this another boy in the neighborhood who was maybe like 2 or 3 years older than I was. And she like introduced me to him. She's like, yeah, you guys can go ride bikes, play, have fun, do whatever you want. I was like, fucking cool. So we went around riding bikes all day, just fucking hanging out and shit. And then we went to his house, and we went into his garage. And in his garage, there was a stairway that went up and into the house. And then there was another stairway that went into the basement.
Ugh, creepy. I hate basements.
Or like, it was like the stairways going up into like a storage room or something. And he
A lot
was,
of stairways.
yeah. I just remember in my
A lot of
head
stairways
because
happening.
he was trying to lock me in one.
Into one of the stairways.
Into one of the doorway upstairs that went up the stairs into this doorway. He was trying to lock me in there.
Into
Like he was grabbing me and trying to like drag me into there. And I remember having to put my feet on the stairs to like brace myself,
Oh my
like push
God.
back.
Holy
So you
shit.
think this kid was like a
Dude, this
serial
kid was
killer?
fucking nuts. And like it was a fight in this fucking garage.
I'm
fucking,
sorry,
like-
it's not funny.
it was like a fucking
Wait, how
scene.
old? You're like 9?
I was like 9 or 10.
And so he's like 13 or 14 or whatever?
Yeah.
That's a huge difference in that age, especially for boys. Like the amount of like maturation and like growing
Yeah.
in between those two ages is a lot.
So like this dude probably, I don't know what he has done
might have been the guy.
since then. It might have been the guy. But like I just remember having like
Now
put
he
my
owns a
feet like
fucking
he was trying to get me
pig factory in
upstairs and I'm like trying to put my feet on the
Weird.
stairs so he
Oh
couldn't
my
get me up.
God.
And I remember just like elbowing him a bunch and just fucking punching the shit
And then
out
what
of
happened? You
him.
get away and you just run?
I just ran out in the yard to grab my bike and like
and just never
went back
hang
to
out with him
the
again?
house. Yeah, and I like told her like he tried to fucking like, and he like came over to the house to like try to talk to me and she was like, "Yeah, you need to fucking go home, little weirdo."
We do have a fan submission creep of the week if you guys would like to partake.
Please.
Real quick,
Yes.
pause on that.
Yes.
I want to say something right now.
Uh-oh.
Is this going to be a little bit? Do I have time to pee?
Yeah, go for
I
it.
kind of want to hear it.
Oh, this has to do with my child.
We got 15 minutes. Can you hold it?
My child came home today. He's into Beyblades.
Nice.
Apparently at school,
Beyblades?
there's a little Beyblade group going on.
Okay. What's that?
I don't know.
Like switch?
I have no idea.
No, they're like tops. They're
Yeah.
like you spin them.
They're still toys.
They're toys.
Oh, I'm thinking like knives. I'm thinking like a fucking switchblade.
I think they're like little tops that you spin and then they just hit each
a
other. and then-
Beyblade.
Right.
So apparently they
Why the fuck do they
Beyblades.
call them that?
I don't know.
That's the
Uh,
most like not tell you what the fuck that is
Apparently
name.
some kid came and stole his Beyblade.
Oh, I'll fight them right now.
I asked him. He got
Who's
in the
their
car.
mom?
He got in the car, very upset. I'm like, "So what happened?" He's
This
like,
is Lucas?
"Yeah."
I love Lucas so much. If that kid fucks with him again, let me know. Fuck that.
So he gets in the car, and I'm like, "What happened?" Because like Calvin called me on the phone, telling me what's going on as they were like, because like
And this is the last year that they're going to be at the same school, right?
yes. So Calvin, he's on his own next year, and he's
You
like,
better get a real Beyblade.
he's like,
You
some
wanna
kid
take my blade.
stole Lucas's Beyblade. I don't know if you want to email the teacher or what. And this kid apparently, according to Lucas, they're just playing Beyblades. This kid just walked up, said, "This is mine now," and picked it up and took it.
That's a real 80s fucking type bully shit.
And I'm like,
that
"Did you
we're
tell the
talking
teacher or
about.
something?" He's like, "No, I didn't want to tell. I don't like telling on anybody."
Oh, he's not a rat. That's good.
And I'm like, "That's exactly." I was like, "That's good to a point. Like,
Yeah, I
this
know.
is just straight up stealing property of yours. Like, you could go tell somebody." So I just want to say something out there, little kid. Don't let me fucking catch you in any of those grocery stores around Anthem. 'Cause I'll beat your fucking
Hey,
dad's
and we're
ass.
not gonna have recorded documentation of her harming a child
I
in school.
said dad's ass. If you
okay.
didn't interrupt me in the middle of my promo, staring into the camera.
All right, well, let's rewind that back. All right, take two.
If I'm in a grocery store and Luke is with me and he's like, "Dad, that's a kid," I'm going to walk up and I'm going to look their dad right in the eye. I'm like, "Hey, your kid stole my kid's Beyblade."
And what if he's like, okay?
And then what if he's like, "This is mine now," and he takes something of yours?
Yeah.
Like, damn it.
Because
Like, okay.
that's him, and then just takes it.
And then I'm going to steal his groceries.
Then you're gonna leak on him.
I'm going to take his groceries out of his cart
Damn.
Ooh.
and pay for it myself.
Hey, here, I bought your
Anyways,
groceries
just
for
want to say, little jerks out there.
You know what? And guess what? If Tony texts me and says, "Hey, Lucas just identified the family," guess what? If your mom's at that store, I'm beating your ass. I'm not fucking taking something out of your cart and paying for it. I'm beating your ass.
We're going to beat your whole ass.
I'm gonna beat your whole ass. McDoyle rules.
Yeah.
I swear to God, if one of you texts me tonight and says, "We're gonna need you to remove that," I'm not gonna do it.
I don't know. That doesn't need to be removed.
No. Just talk about
Okay.
beating up
I
some
know.
kid's dad.
I know you're so close. I know you got a tinkle. We're so close.
We
Oh,
didn't
it's okay.
say,
Would
we
you
didn't say
guys-
no
I'm
names.
good.
Would you guys like?
I
Would
didn't
you,
have to tinkle. I
would
just
you
have to
guys like
piss.
to end on a fan submission creep of the week?
Yeah, let's get outta here.
Yes, we love
Great.
creeps
So
of the
we were
weeks.
talking about we were talking about that Twitter thread and the guy that fed people to pigs. Someone in the chat says, Google Nick Shelley. Are you guys familiar with that name, Nick Shelley? I have it up here. I have it up here. I want it to be a surprise to look.
Who said it in the chat?
We have Sir Pubert. And
Hi, Sir Pubert.
He says, I lived in the house and left it a week before shit happened there, dating his brother's girlfriend's best friend.
Brother's girlfriend's best friend.
I looked up Nick Shelley. I thought it was some real estate agent.
So, this guy is an American spree killer. He is serving life in prison for 6 murders and pled guilty to killing 2 others in Missouri. He was also arrested on July 1st, 2008 in Granite City, Illinois. A $25,000 reward was offered for information leading to his arrest. Federal authorities charged him with unlawful flight to avoid prosecution. So, his murder spree began in June 23rd, 2008, when he killed 93-year-old Russell Reed in his hometown in Sterling. Police say Shelley was looking for the money to buy cocaine and bludgeoned Reed. Reed's body was found in the trunk of his car 3 days later.
Imagine being found. I think about that all the time, especially during like COVID. And like, you're not going into work and all this stuff. And people aren't really checking on you. You're not seeing anyone. I was like, I wonder if I died right now, how long is it going to take for someone to find my body?
Yeah.
I think about that all the time.
On June 28th, Shelley encountered 65...
Very normal thoughts over here.
On June 28th, Shelley encountered 65-year-old Ron Randall at a car wash in Galesburg, where Randall had gone to clean his truck. Shelley murdered him, stole his truck, hiding his body behind a grocery store before leaving town. That same night, Shelley drove Randall's truck to Rock Falls and murdered Kenny Yulv, 25, Brock Branson, 29, his fiancée, Kalina Blake, 20, and her son, Danon, 2, in an apartment.
2 years
all
old? There's
4,
no reason for that.
Yeah, all 4 victims have been bludgeoned with a hammer. Shelley's DNA was found in the apartment, and he was seen wearing one of the victims' clothes the next day.
Yo, that was like your girlfriend's story. Maybe that was her.
Oh, shit.
She made you wear someone else's shirt.
Damn.
Yo.
Damn.
Maybe she dated him. She's like, oh, my ex used to wear this shirt, and I just really love it on him.
Holly Shelley testified that she and her husband had sex the night of the murders by a canal.
By way of canal.
Yeah,
that sounds so gross.
Is that what they call it?
My canal.
Not in the truck.
I'm gonna shit this boat down the canal.
You want my Suez Canal? You block my Suez Canal.
Not in the truck. That the truck's cab was covered in blood, so they didn't do it because it was covered in blood in the truck. That's why they didn't do it.
Oh, don't have sex in here. There's too much blood all over the seat.
The bodies.
Like, where are you gonna pork me?
Yeah, the bodies.
Too much blood.
Chick, it's just a little bit of blood, all right?
And it's not like I never fucked you in your period, bro.
Oh my God, it's not like it's your blood.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Let's
Here's
just
my
go
canal.
Let's just go down by the canal.
Okay, honey.
That was good.
Thanks.
Thanks.
That was a good reenactment of.
Damn. So Sir Pubert was like, what, 3 degrees of separation from this person?
Yeah. So just to
God
reiterate
damn.
what they said, I lived in the house and left it a week before the shit happened there. I was dating his brother's girlfriend's best friend.
So he almost was a bludgeonee, or he just knew, like this was just before he went on the spree?
Supposedly he had to talk to the feds about it.
My God. That is so scary. Oh my. Okay, I have this really kind of weird neighbors. Like they like definitely keep to themselves and stuff a lot. And I like never see them come in or out. I don't know how they still live. I don't know how they're living in there. But I think about that a lot, and I'm like, what if I was interviewed for one of these murder show things, and they're like, what would you have to say about them? I'm like, would I lie and be one of these people like, oh, they were really quiet and like kept to themselves? Or like that's what they all say.
That's what they all say. Yeah.
Well, that's what they all say. Maybe.
You better move.
I wish I could, because my HOA is fucking me in my canal.
Please
Not the good one.
Heyo.
Not in the good canal. Not in
Not
the
the good-
What'd you call it? The Suarez?
The Suez Canal. Remember that? That's the one that the big fucking boat got stuck, and it was this worldwide news. Where
Damn.
fucking, like,
That's a big canal, Kelsey.
It's a small canal. It's a big boat, okay? It was a big boat in a small canal, and that's why it got fucking jammed in there.
Christ in heaven almighty.
Can we fucking... You know what? Sorry that my innuendos are over your guys' heads.
Kelsey's
okay?
canal needs to go get drained.
Don't worry about my drainage of my canal. Speaking of, you can go to
we
patreon.com/scaredycast.
Clip that little sound bit right there and just.
Ew.
Nope. No.
Jesus.
Fuck you guys, I'm going home. I gotta pee. That's what would happen if you guys let me fucking go pee, and then I wouldn't be thinking about
In the middle of the show, you're a professional.
Tony
You've
went
been on.
got fucking soda when we started.
That was at the beginning, madam. You're
Yeah,
trying to.
you're over there. Look,
okay.
you have like 4 drinks over there,
Sorry,
lady.
I'm hydrated.
All
You're
right.
trying to leave right as we're ending the show.
Let me leave. I can't ever leave. Keep me here.
What do you think Brian's doing right now?
Brian's probably like making like Las Vegas roll or something.
Who's all in that chat?
I don't know, man.
How many viewers we got?
Like 5.
Hi guys. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank you
Yeah, don't fucking get out of here. This is only the second week that we've been doing this.
guys. It's the 3rd week.
3rd week that we've been doing this.
3 weeks.
Enjoy your concert, Brian.
Oh, Brian's at a concert?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was working.
I did too.
Wow.
And it turns out today
He really
Turns
made it
out-
sound like that.
he did, didn't he?
He's
And
like,
then
"There's no way,
today
guys."
he told me he was going to a concert that he knew about months ago. And then I was thinking, like, you knew about months ago.
Why
Why
didn't
didn't
he
you
say?
say something so we could have done like a back-to-back episode like we did last week when I was,
What do
you
you have
know,
to say about that?
he didn't. I didn't think about this till afterwards. After
You
he
should
had already
text
left
him right
today.
now. So he has anxiety.
No, I'm
during
gonna
his
wait.
concert.
He's supposed to come over tomorrow. I'm gonna wait until he's face to face with me.
What concert is he at?
I don't know.
It's irrelevant. He's not here.
Well, I hope you're crowd surfing and having a great time.
Psh, idiot.
Okay, guys cannot plan ahead. Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We really appreciate you. Tony, if they would like more information on how they can follow us, how to keep up with us, where to get tickets for our upcoming live podcast.
Oh
Where
my
can they
god,
go?
I'm so stoked for the live show. I have ideas.
Ooh.
I have ideas. They can go to scaredycast.com, get some tickets, come to the show. It's gonna be a show.
Oh, it's gonna be a show.
We're not. It's not gonna be like last time where we're up there sitting at a table just doing our podcast. It's gonna be a show.
Dang.
I know
I'm
that-
just learning about this.
I know that you financially compensate me, but am I allowed to plug my show?
No.
Absolutely.
No, I don't have to.
This is called Scaredycast.
You're technically my boss, so
Not-
I mean.
I don't care. Fuck your fucking show.
And if you're awake at midnight tonight, every Thursday at midnight, you can tune into the Basement Dweller Productions podcast, hosted by yours truly and my bestest friend of all time, Mr. Christian. We have episode 82 coming out tonight. So if you want to stick around for that.
Wow, you fucked it up. You fucked up your
Yeah, this
own
guy over
promotion
here
on
just-
our podcast.
Hey, man.
Weasels his way on in.
Wow.
Just, hey guys, I got a
Doesn't
camera to
even
set
get
up.
it
Can I
right.
be on camera too? Hey, can I get a microphone? Can I
Next
be
thing you
on
know,
the microphone
Christian's gonna
too?
be over here.
Yeah, next thing you
fucking-
know, we're gonna be over there and they're gonna be over here.
Welcome to the Scaredycast Basement Dwellers.
Ugh.
Oh,
man.
collab.
I see how it is.
Thank you guys.
Anytime. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
Thank
guys.
you.
We miss you, Brian. We hope you have a
We
good
do
time.
miss you,
We
Brian.
hope you're safe. But anyone that's listening, thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully next week, if Brian doesn't have some big, huge social engagement that he doesn't tell us about, we'll have the whole crew together to bother you guys.
And if you have children who think about stealing some other kid's Beyblades, you might want to think twice. Because we'll find you in that grocery store.
And we'll buy your groceries.